Welcome to my Rainbows in the Dark podcast. First off, yes, the title is absolutely inspired by Ronnie James Dio, who was one of the kindest, most generous, resilient, humble, and yet powerful visionaries ever. I came from a super conservative Latin Catholic family, and when I say Latin, I don't mean Latino. I mean, they only go to the churches where the Mass is still said in Latin. I was not allowed to have records like Dio around because my parents thought that the imagery was full on satanic. I grew up during the satanic panic of the 1980s and heavy metal music was demonized. The irony, of course, is that it turns out listening to heavy metal music actually helped people who were feeling down. In 2015, a study entitled Extreme Metal Music and Anger Processing was published in Frontiers in Human Neuroscience. This study showed that metal music helped people to process their anger and achieve states of calm. And that was just one study. There's actually a growing body of evidence that points to the same thing. So, anyway, it suddenly hit me like a week ago that a rainbow in the dark was the perfect symbol for this podcast. In life, especially at the dark spots, we often feel like we're alone and we're left without support. But rainbows are made of light, so if there's a rainbow and you're a rainbow, then there has to be a source of light, whether you see it or not. We are all extensions of Source, which is the big all there is. And Source wanted to experience itself in different ways, so it split itself in the same way that a prism splits a beam of light so that it could experience separation. But at the end of the day, it returns to unity. So this podcast covers the whole gamut of each person's unique journey across this mysterious rainbow from the cradle to the grave, as well as exploration of that hidden light that created the rainbow in the first place. The cradle to grave journey is rarely a straight line, and in between there's a ton of magic and craziness, whether you see it or not. This podcast is for people who are on the path of light and also are not afraid to look into the dark. It's about conquering fear and expanding your capacity for light while keeping your feet firmly grounded as you make your way through your own personal journey of life. I never dreamed that my weird collection of life experiences and superpowers would converge into a single point, but here we are. We are all rainbows in the dark.